All right, our first team up for the full stack 1810 senior cohort is a team called SoundSpace. Now, this is a really cool application where they integrated with both the Spotify SDK and the Spotify API. And they are going to change the way that we all make playlists. Let's check it out.
Hello everyone, I'm Mike. These are my teammates Eric, Dmitry, and Justin. We were talking about ways in which we go about discovering new music. We can listen to the radio, but we don't really have much control over what songs get played. Services like Spotify offer us more control, but despite its overwhelming amount of choices, we often wind up listening to the same songs over and over again. Meet SoundSpace, a platform for sharing and discovering new music together. In our app, you can join channels, listen to music together in real time, vote on the tracks, and chat with other users in the room. You can also make channels and allow other users to add new songs to the room's playlist queue. Now I'll pass the mic to Eric to talk more about how SoundSpace works.
Thanks, Mike. Using your Spotify Premium account, you can log in and start browsing channels. Using Passport and OAuth, we're able to link Spotify accounts to SoundSpace. From here, you can join channels and start listening and chatting with others. In order to create an intuitive and fluid feel for SoundSpace, we decided to create a single-page application using React with styles from UIKit. The Spotify Web Playback SDK allows us to stream music from Spotify directly to your browser. We were able to make listening together in real time possible using the Socket.io library. Listeners can vote on what's currently playing, which will affect what plays next. Using Spotify's recommendation API, we dynamically queue songs based on the most highly voted tracks in each channel. In order to deal with this highly relational nature data, we decided to create a Postgres database to implement the relationship between channels and songs. This database keeps track of songs that have played, are playing, or will play. Next, I'll pass the mic to Dmitry as he dives deeper into the user experience.
Thank you, Eric. So say you come to our website and you're in the mood for the 90s. Just throw it in the search bar and find a channel and start listening with the people who are in the channel currently. To reinforce the social nature of SoundSpace, we added the chat room to each of the channels. To spice up the visual experience, we used the color schemes and styles based on the currently playing track. But what if you don't see the channel with the music you're looking for? You can create your own. Just fill out a simple form giving it a name and a short description. To distinguish it from other channels, you can also select one of the default images or provide a link to your own. Of course, the most important part is to select the tracks that will define your channel. Start typing the name of the track in the search bar, and it will dynamically queue the Spotify API to show available tracks. All the application data, as long as the user information and channels information, is stored in a single state using Redux. And now I'm going to pass the mic to Justin to talk more about the architecture and more features of the SoundSpace.
Thank you, Dmitry. That is beautiful. I love it. Now, to give listeners in your channel more direct control than just voting, you can enable user suggestions. With this feature turned on, anyone who joins your channel can search and queue up a song that they would like to hear, and that song will play and be voted on just like any other track. To make all these features possible, the architecture of SoundSpace splits the load between the client and the server. The browser handles all of our streaming and search requests, while our node server connects with the Spotify API to manage a queue of songs for every channel. These decisions were made with an eye towards scalability. SoundSpace is deployed on Heroku, and you can visit it at soundspace-fsa.herokuapp.com and start listening, sharing, and discovering new music today. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, so I really enjoyed that. That's not an easy thing to do, to try to sync up two playlists on two client devices.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple of different apps try to work with the Spotify API, and I've heard some nightmare stories, frankly. And yeah, and what they've produced, especially even visually, like I know they wrote their own custom visualizations for that little play thing on the side that looked really nice.
That was a nice effect.
Yeah, I definitely. So I think they did a lot of hard work, and they integrated with a lot of difficult tools into their applications. So very impressive output for just a couple of weeks.
Absolutely.